Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you are all having a great day to start things off. Neo 3.0 is going to be launched as a new blockchain network, and users will need to swap their existing tokens for new ones. According to an official announcement shared with Cointelegraph a couple of days ago, the Chinese platform's co-founder and co-developer Eric Tsang has said the new chain, which is coming from a new Genesis block, is necessary because several architectural improvements to Neo's performance and stability are not compatible with its current blockchain. According to the platform, all data and transactions records will migrate to Neo 3.0, and concurrent development branches will be in place before the mainnet's launch. Neo added that plans are in place for the transition for decentralized applications, or dApps, and developers should be able to continue building dApps because new features are backwards compatible. Tsang said the upgrade will increase Neo's speed and stability by orders of magnitude and make it suitable for large-scale commercial use. The new chain is scheduled to be completed by the second quarter of 2020, and a testnet is due to launch by June, with new features deployed for testing as they are completed. He said, when we talk about Neo 3.0 be ready for large-scale commercial use, we mean it provides the possibility to run large-scale applications with blockchain technology in the future. We'd like to see the applications such as YouTube, Alipay, and gaming giants like Tencent and Blizzard run on blockchain, and Neo 3.0 will allow these big organizations to do that, end quote. Right. So I was going to talk about something over here first, but I guess maybe I'll work backwards. For those who don't know, Neo has been around for quite a long amount of time. It's actually one of our oldest coins that we have out there. It was formerly known as Ant Shares. The name Ant Shares didn't really pick up, so they changed their name to Neo. This was a rebranding that happened, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. Maybe even, no, it was definitely around 3 or 4 years ago. It was a very big thing. Everyone kind of lost their minds. Neo was touted as, before we had Cardano and Tron and third name. Why can't I remember it? Cardano, Tron, EOS, there we go. Before we had these three coins who were touting themselves as the Ethereum killers, we had Neo, and Neo was apparently poised to be the coin that was going to apparently take over the world, and so and so. It didn't end up happening, obviously, as you can tell. There were a lot of, not to say that Neo was a hype coin, there were just a lot of coins that were touting themselves as the next Bitcoin, as the next so-and-so. I'm going to do this. My coin is better than yours. My coin is faster than yours. And the idea was that because Neo was from China, and China was having problems with cryptocurrencies and hadn't banned, air quotes, cryptocurrencies and or Bitcoin at this point. But the idea was that they'd have a lot more control over the situation with Neo, because Neo at that moment, no one talks about Neo anymore, just to be completely honest with you, so I can't give you the full rundown and specs on exactly what's happening with that project. But a lot of people were saying that because of the node count and the so-and-so and where the nodes actually were, that Neo at the time was the most centralized cryptocurrency that we had out there. Not to say that it was not decentralized, but it was just more centralized than the other ones. So the fact is that people thought that pretty much that China, the same kind of rhetoric that you may hear around sometimes when people talk about Tron, people think that Tron will make it because it is a Chinese coin, air quotes, and therefore the Chinese government will have a easier time not to grasp the idea of it, but be more friendly to the idea of something that is Chinese owned. Once again, I'm just giving you the rundown of what the internet says. These are not my ideas or whatever the case might actually be in the cryptocurrency, whatever, whatever. It's what's out there. This is what people are saying. So, I do applaud them for thinking that when they release this next year, that Tencent, Blizzard, and YouTube will run on their platform. Good luck with that. Not to say that they won't, but I feel like other chains are definitely probably a step above. This is also not, like it says Neo 3.0 for a reason. Like the fact that they're talking about a brand new Genesis block, they're pretty much starting over from the very beginning. I am waiting desperately to see exactly how this is going to run out. I wonder exactly how the migration is going to pan out. I wonder how they're going to deal with the gas, which is like another token that they have that also helps run the Neo blockchain network. That you also, it's just a very, there are too many restarts on the project. I mean, I hope they get it right. I hope wherever they are planning on doing, wherever they plan on launching trying to corner a certain sector of the market. I hope that they do extremely well. But I mean, like I said, Neo hasn't been in the news for a very long time. And when I say that, I mean like the news, like our news. A lot of people, sometimes I'll say like a coin hasn't been in the news and everyone's like, you haven't checked their GitHub. And I'm like, yeah, I haven't checked their GitHub because they're never in the news. Like, why would I? Anyway, good luck to them. I hope that there is not a major bull run. Rather, I want a major bull run, but I hope for their sake that there's not a major bull run, because I have a feeling they may miss out on something, especially when they're not planning on launching until the second half of next year. Anyway, enough with the Neo talk. See little ants here? Yeah, they were called ant shares. Let's move on. Next up, eToro's cryptocurrency exchange and wallet eToro X has launched 7 new pairs for XRP, Litecoin, and for Bitcoin Cash. The pairs are Bitcoin Cash to Bitcoin, Litecoin to Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Cash to Ethereum, XRP to Ether, Litecoin to Ether, Bitcoin Cash to XRP, and Litecoin to XRP. These are actually some really weird pairings. We normally don't see any Bitcoin Cash to XRP, any Litecoin to XRP. What was the other really weird one? We see some XRP to ETH. Some of these are actually kind of weird. They said, we are excited to announce the addition of 7 more trading pairs for the benefit of our users. And here they are right here. I mean, kind of cool. I always like new trading pairs, regardless if I like the coin that it is being paired with or not. The amount of pairings that we've had and the amount of just infrastructure, what's the word I'm looking for? The pairings. Fine, I'll use the word pairings. The point is, I like all these new pairings and things that are happening within the cryptocurrency space. There was a huge problem in 2017. I mean, it was, if you weren't here, not count yourself as lucky, but it was very frustrating because every single coin was just pegged to Bitcoin. I got it. I get it. Bitcoin's the greatest. Bitcoin's the king. But the problem is that as these are other independent coins, regardless of what they might be, if they're cash grabs, if they're whatever, so if they're just other cryptocurrency projects just trying to make it in the world, when everything is pegged to Bitcoin and Bitcoin goes down, everything slams down dramatically. So being able to pair yourself to another cryptocurrency that may have no whatever the case might be to Bitcoin is very beneficial for the cryptocurrency market at large, because we cannot as a community continue forward if everything is just paired to Bitcoin and the Bitcoin starts going down and millions of people around the world start losing their money and they're like, wait, why is everything just pegged to that one thing? It's kind of like everything being pegged. Imagine that if everything in the world was pegged to the price of the US dollar or pegged to the price of gold, and then the US dollar or gold started going down and the value of everything else around it going down. Can you imagine the value of the US dollar going down, and then the value of your real estate goes down, and the value of your phone, like everything? Anyway, I'm rambling on. eToro, I think they just launched within the United States. I think they were Euro exclusive kind of, but I think they have just made their foray into the US markets rather than North American markets. Everyone's trying to expand now, so the best of luck to them. Next up, Ledger's in the news. French hardware wallet provider Ledger is set to provide its secure infrastructure solution to regulated Canadian crypto exchange National Digital Asset Exchange, or NDAX, according to a press release shared with Cointelegraph a couple days ago. NDAX, which offers crypto asset trading services for both retail and institutional clients, will use Ledger's institutional-grade wallet management solution, dubbed the Ledger Vault. Ledger Vault provides a multi-authorization governance infrastructure for crypto assets and has been designed with enterprise and institutional custodian and asset managers' needs in mind, according to the press release. The solution's governance framework reportedly enables users' private keys to be stored in isolation in order to reduce custodial risk, there we go, as well as offering segregated crypto accounts protected with multi-signature technology. Ledger was also in the news, I'm pretty sure it was yesterday, they're releasing their own mobile phone, or rather the head of Ledger said that we are able to put our technology into a mobile phone, and they're working with several mobile providers. So I assume sometime during this year, my assumption that we're going to be seeing a Ledger phone. Hope to goodness it's not going to be $1,000 and we'll not be buying it. I feel like Ledger has kind of set themselves apart. I'm not going to even say their competitors' names just for instance to see if you can kind of remember them, who they are themselves. We normally, like, Ledger for some reason is very prominent in the news. I'm not exactly sure what funding that they've been getting or exactly who's backing them, but there was also something with them working with the French government. I think they're working with like one of the French government's like national security type things that they're also working with, and now it seems that they're working with other, or rather Canadian cryptocurrency exchanges. So very good for them. Nice to see that they're doing well, and I hope that they continue. I'm pretty sure they will. I don't assume Ledger is going to be going anywhere anytime soon. So the Stellar news. IBM recently released a new video on its Stellar-powered world-wired remittance platform. Lead developer Sima Falca talks about how the platform works and the advantages of using Stellar's technology. I mean, it's an okay video. A lot of people were kind of getting not hyped about it, but they were like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, Stellar WorldWire." You can definitely find information about this. I mean, you can Google it, or rather, you can YouTube it. I can't play it because of the what's it called? The copyright laws and so and so and so and blah blah blah. You can't play someone else's video. It's kind of interesting. They talk about the reason why they chose Stellar, rather why IBM chose Stellar over other platforms, and they were talking about it's more trusted, it's decentralized, it's so and so and so. I mean, if you're into Stellar and you're really interested or want more news as to exactly what is going to be happening with IBM and Stellar, it's like a 1.5 minute long video. Like, it's not like a 9.5 hour thing. You can really get a lot out of it. It's just kind of them basically talking about what they're going to be doing with it. I myself am still very interested to see exactly how this is going to pan out, exactly what's going to end up happening. A lot of people scream at me and have told me that what I am reading is incorrect, which I think is fascinating because I'm reading it and I actually have researched into it before. Apparently, the entire Stellar IBM partnership thing was touted as them using the Stellar Lumens token in order to be able to transact anything that's happening within the network. When you look at the actual news that IBM put out a couple of weeks ago, I think they said that they were going to be launching several stable coins on it that were going to be used by the banks who are going to be using the WorldWire. And then I was like, well, we know that they're going to be using the stable coins, that is to say the banks or the institutions. And the people were like, no, they're definitely using the Lumens token. And I was like, well, I've read about 18 things that have spoken about it, and there's no mention of them actually using the Lumens token. And the people scream at me and say, any usage of the actual blockchain requires the actual usage of a lumen, which I have never heard before. I feel like we would have heard this multiple times, or read this, or seen this, or someone from IBM and or Stellar would have announced this in some type of a document, press release, something, that any usage of the actual Stellar blockchain requires the actual usage of the token. That is to say that I understand that fees are paid in lumens, or rather this is what I have heard, but as far as like having to send one tether, for instance, through the lumens blockchain does not, as far as I know, require the actual usage of a lumen. I feel like that would be counterproductive. Imagine trying to send a Bitcoin and you had to also send like 5,000 Stellar at the exact same time. It kind of is what it is. We know that they are using Stellar. I assume at some point we may get news, possibly, potentially, of people specifically using the Lumens token. I do not think that is going to happen, especially since we heard that IBM said that the banks who are going to be using it are going to be issuing their own stablecoins. Kind of is what it is. I also think that's kind of weird that they are, I mean, to have like 16 different banks and also issuing their own stablecoins when the entire idea is to have interoperability. Just use, or rather, I don't get why IBM hasn't simply released their own coin, like just call it like WorldWire coin, and kind of have everyone on your network use it. I don't know. It's just my own idea. It kind of is what it is. Anyway, let's move on. So apparently, the analysts are at work, and they are all saying something similar to the exact same thing that everyone else has been saying. Everyone is waiting or assuming or saying that Bitcoin needs to push to the $6,000 level, that this is a very important level for Bitcoin to reach. Houston-based economic analyst Jesse Colombo, amazing name, popular for his warning about the U.S. and housing credit bubble back in 2008, has shared his take on the current performance of Bitcoin. According to him, Bitcoin's performance throughout 2019 has shaken the bears and has started to develop more of a bullish trend. However, in order for the positive trend to be confirmed, the analyst believes that Bitcoin needs to break through the $6,000 resistance level in a decisive manner. If it managed to do so, it would also increase the probability of further gains. He explains that 6,000 is an important resistance, because that's where Bitcoin found serious support for much of 2018 until Bitcoin Cash Satoshi's vision destroyed the entire market. To be fair, you know, a lot of people will say, you know, he's popular. This is just my opinion. I like to read through these things. It says popular for his warning about the U.S. housing and credit bubble back in 2008. To be fair, there were at least 60 people around the world who were like, hey, something's not right. So a lot of these people are now also coming forward with their cryptocurrency predictions. And this is why I made sure to kind of point this out. While you may be a great analyst and you may be able to say exactly what was going to happen in 2008, 2009, and you called out the stuff that was going to happen and everyone's like, oh my gosh, the world's going to die. A lot of people have done this, and on a very wide spectrum. A lot of them are now also in the cryptocurrency space. That goes as far as from people who are now bullish in the cryptocurrency space, who predicted the housing and so bubble back in 2008, all the way to Nouriel Roubini, who also predicted that and also hates and despises cryptocurrencies. I say that because a lot of these people, when they give us what they think is going to potentially happen in the Bitcoin cryptocurrency space, a lot of them tend to be none of them are really in line with each other, and this is why I think that the entire idea of market analytics and stuff is very fascinating, because even right here, we were also, it was believed that we were poised for a breakout, but nothing is really certain in the cryptocurrency space. There are far too many people and far too many variables in the cryptocurrency world for anything to kind of ever be certain. However, well, I took in too much air. A lot of them are of the mindset that we need to pass by 6,000 and hold above 6,200. We will then be in a bull market or a bullish trend, and therefore this is when things will start to get a lot better. I mean, people are also saying that we need to, somebody said that we need to pass by 6,000, fall back down to 3,000, and then kind of go back up. And it's like, good luck. I mean, let's see if that actually ends up happening. To kind of finish things off, CoinMarketCap is in the news. Crypto market cap tracker, CoinMarketCap CMC, will remove exchanges from its calculations if they fail to provide mandatory data by June, the firm wrote in the 6th anniversary blog post yesterday. CoinMarketCap, a major source of data about all traded digital currencies, has made a series of announcements to celebrate its 6th birthday. As such, CoinMarketCap has announced a brand new alliance called the Data, Accountability, and Transparency Alliance, or DATA, in order to provide greater transparency, accountability, and disclosure from projects in the crypto space. A broad number of exchanges have already joined the new alliance, including Binance, Bittrex, OKEX, Huobi, Liquid, Upbit, IDEX, OceanX, Gate.io, KuCoin, HitBTC, and Bitfinex, with more partners expected in the future, the announcement states. As part of the transparency initiative, CoinMarketCap will also now require all crypto exchanges to provide mandatory API data that includes their live trading data and live order book data. Stressing that the condition will be mandatory, CMC CoinMarketCap wrote that any exchange that does not provide this mandatory data will not be included in the price and adjusted volume calculations on their site. Wow. So, nice way to celebrate your birthday by becoming a dictator. I do not care for CoinMarketCap because they have become slightly tyrannical. They have done things in the cryptocurrency space that a lot of people have not welcomed, and now they realize that they hold a certain amount of weight, and they are using that weight to push people around exactly how they choose. That's not me telling you not to use CoinMarketCap. It is great that they do what they do in the cryptocurrency space. We just had a lot of problems with them in 2017 and 2018, especially 2017, where there was a point for those of you who want to go and, go to CoinMarketCap, and you can definitely verify all of this because it was definitely there. Two situations happened in 2017, and there's a huge amount of when you hold an alliance to a certain coin, people tend to be very fierce and steadfast in their actual love of a certain asset. It is believed that the people from CoinMarketCap, it is believed, no one knows this for certain, but it is believed that they hold a huge amount of Bitcoin. They are very legal. They are very loyal to Bitcoin. Like I said, this kind of, goes on to what they... Anyway, the point is, in 2017, there was a point where XRP was shooting up in price, and XRP's price, I believe, got to $3.60 or something like that. It was very close at this point to actually If we had a bit more of a push, it would have actually passed by Bitcoin and been the #1 coin on the market. That's one thing. The second thing that ended up happening was that as this push was actually getting very, very close, this is why I talk about the allegiance to a certain coin, whatever the coin might be. CoinMarketCap decided to actually take off Asian exchanges from the actual calculations of what was happening on their marketplace, because we realized very, very quick that there was a huge amount of fervor and energy within South Korea and Japan who were controlling the cryptocurrency market. Like when you talk about actual premiums, there was something called the kimchi premium. You can Google it. What was happening in South Korea, because people in South Korea and in Japan were buying up massive amounts of XRP, and they were actually propelling the price of XRP very high, because this is when we first started getting news that the bank called SBI within Japan was going to be using XRP. So people in Japan and in South Korea completely lost their minds. At this point, when they removed the actual Asian exchanges from the pricing of the cryptocurrency market, the price of XRP collapsed. It fell into itself, and all the other coins weren't really as affected. The only one that was really affected was XRP, and everyone thought it was like, why would you remove them from the pricing? And they said, oh yeah, because we're seeing discrepancies, and they have premiums on the other side of the world. And it's like, that's fine. Like, there are premiums on usually everything. Like, there are premiums on certain assets all around the world, depending on where you live. This is how assets and money works. Anyway, the point is that CoinMarketCap or any crypto exchange should not have the power to be able to remove a cryptocurrency exchanges at their own will, because it's pretty certain at this point that they did it because Bitcoin was going to be moved to the #2 spot. And according to the laws of crypto, that can never happen. And this is why I think when people say that things like that can never happen, it pretty much did happen, because also the 2.0 to that entire conversation is that CoinMarketCap for their entire life has never actually had the full amount of XRP that are actually out there. They had this for other coins. They showed the entire supply of other coins, but for XRP, it was always just the coins that we knew that were actually circulating, if you will. The other really important part is that this all actually happened before the people from Ripple actually had even announced that they had even done their entire escrow thing. So there was a situation where people were like, there are far too many XRP floating around. Why are there so many XRP floating around? So the people from Ripple were like, well, we hold a huge amount of it, so we'll just lock it up into a 5-year escrow. I'm not going to go over the escrow. If CoinMarketCap had actually shown the amount of XRP that were actually out there, or that are still out there, that we know mathematically are out there, XRP would have become the #1 coin. And this is part of the reason why I don't use CoinMarketCap, because other exchanges and other people have kind of called them out on this. But like I said, everyone has their own allegiance. It's crypto politics. It kind of is what it is. A lot of people, I think the world would have crumbled if XRP had become the #1 coin, because it would have ruined an entire mindset that people have had for a very long time, that Ripple, or rather, that Bitcoin was always going to be the #1 coin, and that no other coin was able to actually usurp it or push it out of the way. But XRP did it mathematically twice. And this is part of the reason why I think this is also very weird that they have, because I think a couple of weeks ago, something like that, CoinMarketCap, I think, partnered with, it wasn't the NASDAQ, it was some type of price tracking so-and-so thing. And I think that they think that they are probably the heads of crypto prices, and this is why I think it's very interesting that you have to tell them exactly what's going to happen, or you cannot be listed on their website. It's all kind of weird what's happening in the cryptocurrency space. I mean, like I said, I think it's great and wonderful that they do what they do, but we're seeing, when you want to talk about like centralization of certain things that are actually happening, we're seeing a very huge focal point happening in the cryptocurrency space, and I think this has to do with the fact that if your name becomes big enough, people think that you can kind of do what you want. I mean, like I said, good luck to them. I have a very strong feeling that CoinMarketCap, I think it'll definitely be around over the next couple of years, but I don't think it will be as powerful as they think that they are as time continues to go on, because when we do have proper metrics from Fidelity, from New York Stock Exchange, from all these other places, these are going to be the new go-to websites to actually get your proper pricing from. I mean, it's just all really weird. Anyway, for those of you who were wondering about the history of CoinMarketCap and exactly what's been going on, it's very odd, because we get news and you hear these cool things. You're like, oh, that's great. But if you haven't been in the cryptocurrency space for a very long time, like, you don't really understand at least part of the insanity that's been taking place within the cryptocurrency place, because of, I don't know, I guess time erases all, or I guess people forget very easily. Anyway, yeah. There we go. Prices aren't doing too bad. Bitcoin is finally above 5,500. It was, I think, 54.99 before I started the video. Hopefully this continues. I mean, like I said, depending on where you look, what kind of prices you get, there's really no actual reason for Bitcoin to be this low at all anymore. A lot of people think it's an accumulation period. A lot of people think that it is capitulation. A lot of people think that prices are being held down simply because of ghosts, wizards, genies, whatever excuse people tell themselves. I hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. Interesting that Neo's going up. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Thank you all once again for watching and listening. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. They are Professor Wally from Gunbot University, SC Verzely Fine Art, Brady Niels, L. Doug, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, Shaolin Fried Rice, Gail Laboa Snake, Crypto Joe, Carl Birchenoff, singer-songwriter Mike Savitz, Rai, Yasha Harari, Amy Starsheen, Jeffrey Ramsey, Crip, Nadek, Crypto Artist Goldie 3D, Nicholas One Earth, One Piece, One Love, Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich, The Third, RF Dusty, Cody, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Jeremy Fox, Jim Gardner, Minting Coins, Arthur Yaku, Nick Mangelavori, and Anthony Charles. Thank you all very, very much for your support. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you all very much once again. And yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. See you.